Dear viewers of OBN Horn of Africa, this is our weekly program Invest in Ethiopia. Today we have a special guest. Our guest is a person who has been widely investing in Ethiopia, athlete Haile Gebrselassie. Welcome, athlete Haile Gebrselassie.
Thank you very much.
Well, we usually appreciate domestic investors like you who has been investing in the country and opening a wide job opportunity for wide use. And OBN Horn of Africa is a new channel opened last year, 2012 Ethiopian calendar. And economists usually say time is a big capital. And athlete Haile Gebrselassie invested much of his time in this field, in athletics field. What do you say on this and your success, challenges, and whatever you have faced in this field?
First of all, I started just with the time. In business, time is money. What the Europeans and Americans saying. Of course, we Africans also saying something. The other thing what I wanna say, I should speak Oromifa. I mean, especially what I want, just to come to OBN TV with the Oromifa language. Thank you very much to have a program in English, and I wish just to speak Oromifa. I was born in Arisi, as you know. Arisi is a place where most of our runners come from, and myself, the place where I was born, as you know, just around Asella, the town called Asella, and in the area, many of my friends they start school. When we had that school, most of the education used to be in Amharic, and that's why everybody wanted to speak Amharic instead of Oromifa, and that's why my eldest brother and sisters they speak Oromo, except myself and my two youngest brother and sister. And when we come to your question about the investment, about my background, as I started just to saying I was born in Asella. Asella is just well the place where I was born a bit outside Asella. It's about 10 kilometers, and I started exactly not far from Chilalo mountain exactly. And I used to live there, until I started, fully in athletics. That means, just like as a professional athlete. And I moved to Addis Ababa when I had the chance to join, Ethiopian police club, which was called Omedila Sport Club. And then, the same year I qualified for participation in the World Cross Country to represent Ethiopia, and ran my first competition in Belgium in 1991, European calendar. And it's not, for you, maybe it's not that important, to bring you from the beginning to the end of my athletics career, because, this is more about business. And I ran a competition until 2015, which means over 25 years in athletics. And then I stopped competing in 2015, which means 5 years ago. And since, of course, this business started just even before, but since 2015, I moved forward, just fully in business. And
how long have you invested your time in athletics?
Nowadays, not so much, but used to be fully. Like morning training and afternoon training, and in between, just I used to do, just some business in between. Mostly, that's what I'm talking, before 2015. Of course, after 2015. Most of my time is in business. Of course, I do my morning running. Still am fit, I'm okay. I don't want to be such.
Was it your aspiration to be a businessman when you were in athletics?
Yeah, because I travel a lot, over 100 countries around the world. I had a chance, just to look, and always, when I travel, I see, a lot of things. I look, just the hotels where I staying, the resort where I used to stay, and the buildings in the town. I always say to myself, I wish, just to have this in Ethiopia. I had no chance. Of course, I had no money beginning of my career. As soon as I got the money from my running, I started to invest. At the beginning, not for making business. At the beginning of my business model, just to have something what I want to have in Ethiopia. For example, when I travel, I see the nice building. Oh, I wish this building in Ethiopia. That's how I start a business, and then slowly, let me make money out of that. For your information, I was almost the first one, to rent a private renting building. Not so many, maybe few of them, maybe 5 or 6, including myself. Which I'm talking, this, 20 years ago, 23, 4 years ago. As you know, maybe people, they rent you a house, like some normal house, just where you live, not a building. And I remember when I finished my building around Urael, and Warit building was, finished, and Sunshine building. And the other one I remember, Tsahai Nalijocha. Among those 5 buildings, that was my building. And nowadays, the things are different than some years back.
You are an international figure, but investing only in Ethiopia. Is there any country invited you to invest in their country, because Haile is known everywhere?
One thing what I want to tell you, just I got the money, just the name of Ethiopia. What do I invest in my money? My first choice is Ethiopia. My second, third choice, also Ethiopia. The money what I got, just the name of, for example, in athletics field, Haile Gebrselassie from Ethiopia. Ethiopia Haile Gebrselassie. Which means, just my name is associated to the country. And what do I need to invest? That's a country for, okay, I appreciate, for example, in Holland, I have a citizenship. Many other countries, they love me so much. Thank you. I love them too. And, but the people of Ethiopia, they love me more than the other. That's why, I invested my money here.
And sport, both athletics and other field of sports are a big business in other countries, especially in developed countries. Do you think it is being done in Ethiopia?
One thing what I want to tell you, just we are not that much, compared to what's happening, as you said, nowadays sport is a big thing. The money what they put in the market is huge. I don't think, just we are really aware of that. And for example, I can give you, just a small example. One of the marathon in America, for example, the Boston Marathon, Chicago Marathon. First prize, it's up to 150,000 without entrance fee. And London, huge money. Sometimes, when you break a world record, you can deal, just up to $1 million. I don't know how many of us are just aware of that. That money, but here in Ethiopia, as you know, making money out of running, making money out of sport, it's not, he's running for the money. No, it doesn't, you understand what I'm saying. And, but, the other world, you know, when they come to the body, I mean, when they come to at the start line, they're asking, you know, just how much you are going to pay me if I break this record, if I win, you know, this championship. And outside athletics, for example, in soccer, a lot of money. In tennis, basketball, it's crazy. And compared to those sport, athletics is not so much. And no matter what is important, of course, you know, since this coronavirus, as you know, sport is going down a little bit. But you know, we have to, no matter what, you know, we have to think about, you know, just how much we get, and we're trying to do that one.
Well, now you are completely retired from the athletics.
From the competition.
From the competition, yeah.
If you stop running,
sure,
means, you know, next morning you die.
Yeah, I know that. And compare your life in athletics world, and now you are running a big business. Compare the two life. How do you compare it?
Oh, it's a big difference, I'm telling you. Of course, in business, of course, you want to be number one. But you know, the process, the way, is completely different. When you are in athletics, you are dealing, you know, just with few people. Coach, a manager, maybe a physiotherapist, maybe 3-4 people. When you do business, you are working, you know, with 1,000 people, more than 1,000. And my company, it's over 3,500 people. Imagine, I have to have, you know, think about, you know, 3,500 people. You see what the difference between sport and that's a huge difference. And of course, the similarity between the two, yeah, both needs, you know, just I want to be number one. I want to win. I want to be successful. Of course, in the sport also to be successful. I mean, to be number one, to break the record. I mean, to achieve something. It's just, yeah, it's a part of. I can't say it's a part of business, both.
One time you also run the Ethiopian Athletics Federation as a president. Why you resigned from that position?
That's a really, well, one thing what I want to tell you, you know, just before, you know, I answer, you know, the question of, you know, just why I resigned, you know, just why I want to come to, athletics. My first reason was, you know, just to come to athletics world. That was, you know, my wish, you know, just to change athletics in Ethiopia. Sport in Ethiopia in general. I had, you know, just this kind of issue for years, because, you know, we Ethiopians never, you know, use our athletes as, you know, just a power. As you see, you know, just the International Athletics Association, you know, they are using, you know, just our voice, you know, for like nothing. I just always, why these people are not understanding our sport, I mean, especially the long distance, as, I mean, you know, what they think always, you know, those international big names, like including the president of the International Athletics Association, they always, you know, focus on, you know, sprinting, you know, mostly, you know, the European and the American sport. You see, we East African specialize, you know, just in long distance. And my plan was, you know, just to break out, you know, just that issue. And then the reason why I resigned, you know, from Ethiopian Athletics Federation, and I tried to do, you know, just my part. In between, you know, all those athletes, you know, they were thinking, maybe, you know, they want to have, you know, just everything, you know, overnight. That is impossible. I mean, you guys, you know, just please understand, you know, we're fighting, you know, just to, to sort it out, you know, all the problem what we had. And I had to work, you know, just for the first 2 years to find, you know, sponsoring. I mean, to find, you know, their position. First, you know, the position of the Ethiopian athletics and the Kenyan athletics. One of our target was to be a powerful and as a long distance runner. we Ethiopian and Kenya, Uganda and Eritrea, our plan was then just we were discussing, you know, with their president, with their general secretary. We were contacting, you know, just by saying, you know, when they ask you, you know, just this and tell them like this. As you heard, you know, they are planning to cancel 10,000 meters from Olympic World Championship. And as you see nowadays, you know, they cancel even the 5,000 meters from the Diamond League. And really, it's a big thing here. And I mean, some of them, you know, just the athletes, you know, they don't allow me, you know, to do this. And oh, you guys, if you don't like me, let me leave. I came here, you know, just to work for you guys because I stopped competing. My wish, you know, just to see Ethiopian athletics like this, not only Ethiopian athletics, East African athletics. Imagine how difficult, you know, the long distance. Imagine, you know, the marathon. How come, you know, just you give a same price money for 100 meters than the marathon? Imagine.
You mean if they don't want to move in the way you lead them, let them move in the way they want?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's why, you know, just I decided, you know, to step down, and well, it was you know, shocking news, huh?
So, as a person who grew up in sport, particularly in athletics, what are you doing to improve the activity of this field here in Ethiopia?
I mean, in sport, you mean? Yeah. In athletics? Well, I wish, you know, just to do very close to sport. I mean, related to sport. Nowadays, the only thing what I'm trying to do, you know, maybe many of them, you know, they follow Haile Gebrselassie as a role model. I'm trying to do, you know, just my part. Sometimes, you know, just I try to advise, you know, just some of the athletes who comes, you know, just sometimes some manager representative like Haji Gammado, Gaetane, they sometimes, you know, just, hey, why don't you come and have some time, you know, with the athlete? Okay, just to share my life experience, my athletics experience, and at the same time, you know, just I advise them, you know, you guys, you know, running is a temporary or like a contract work. Their long life, you know, just they have to have, you know, just some business, and that's why, as you see, many of our athletes, you know, they're very smart. Athlete who comes, you know, after me, they are smart. You know, they are investing, you know, their money.
Some people say Haile should invest also in athletics, especially with his co-workers like Kananisa Bakaladar, Tutulu, and others. Figure people who had been investing much in athletics. Do you have any aspiration to build or to establish an institution that run this athletics?
I wish. I'm telling you, of course, I know the sport. Huh? I know athletics. I know running. I wish, you know, just to invest, you know, a bit, you know, in athletics. But the only problem here, as I told you, you know, just to make money out of running or to make profit out of running, culturally, it's a kind of like, how can, you know, Haile Gebrselassie selling our athlete? Of course, maybe you can build, you know, just your own training camp, or you can build, you know, just your own club. If you don't make money out of that club or out of that training camp, what you do, you know, just after a few years, it become bankrupt. If there is no income, that makes sense.